Okay, here we are. I said we'd be back. We're back. We're at Sugar Pine Lake, and we're gonna be diving down there. And when I say we, it's me and Alex. Xander, give us the sign.
There you go.
All right. And so this is the little intro. We're gonna enter the water right off the dock there, swim over that way, go down, and you'll see what we see. All right. Well, here we are, about ready to get in. There's the boat launch. Here I am, water, and underwater.
Okay, so what you see here is my reel for my surface marker buoy. That's in case there's any boats around. It says diver down underneath, so that we can be seen from basically the surface. This is the dock. Alex is getting a little bit ahead, and he's scoping out some lures, taking a look at the fish, playing around. The water's pretty clear. He's about 20 feet away and I can still see him. That's pretty nice. So here we are, descending very slowly. It's a gradual sloping descent. This is actually part of the boat ramp that's a little ways underwater. And that's a pulley system that allows them to drag the dock up and down as the water levels change. There's a lot of vegetation on the bottom of this lake. And about to pick up the first piece of trash we see, a Corona bottle. And Alex finds a can. And it's plastic. That's the cable that secures the dock, the floating dock. We're at 19 feet and I have 2,900 PSI left in my scuba tank. And a hairband. You can find a lot of those. And Alex finds his first lure. That's a nice one. This is a little idea that I took from another YouTuber, Mark Potter, also known as Mockpot on YouTube. I saw him use something like this and I thought, no, that's a great way to keep your hooks from snagging when you put tackle in your box. So, thanks, Mark. Okay, we're down a little deeper now, and there hasn't been a lot, just more trash. And you can see there's a thin layer of silt on the, more trash, thin layer of silt on the boat ramp, and it is amazingly thick. Just one little bit of disturbance and it just flies up and turns the water into low visibility. We were curious about this It says silt sweeper on several different signs, and don't really know what that's all about, but hey. And you can see how quickly the visibility gets ugly whenever you kick up the silt. An aluminum can. It's a Coors can that's been there for quite a while. And look at the silt come out of that thing. I compare it to a cloud that comes out of a volcano. It's like a dust storm, and it just keeps coming. We have some curious little fish. They kind of tagged around to see what we were doing. It's just an illustration of how bad the silt is right there. I see a crawdad under there, but I decided not to pursue him. Alex is trying to get my attention over to the left. He sees something that's got him excited. So he's pointing to, guess what? A crawdad. And I decide, well, we're gonna take a look at this one. And I'm glad we did, because look at the size of that guy. That is like a lobster. That is by far the biggest crawdad I've ever seen. And boy, he was not happy. Those pictures look like they could take off your finger. Look at the size of that guy. Yeah, he's not happy. And of course, we don't harm him. Just let him go. We've disturbed him enough. And down deeper we go. Now we're at 39 feet. Right here is where there's a thermocline, and it gets cold. I don't know if you can see the little ripples in the water, but that's where the thermocline is. It's like a little shimmer, or like a little cloud, horizontal cloud, and just above that little shimmer is at least 15 degrees warmer than it is underneath. So we went from about 70 degrees to, well, the lowest point in this dive was 52 degrees. And that's cold in the water. Again, you can see the thermocline, you can see that shimmer, that little cloud. "43 feet, 2,600 psi. And Alex found, aw, poor little guy. Alex is saying, why did he have to die? And he landed perfectly on his little resting place. He died from natural causes. Couldn't find anything wrong. We did an autopsy. He seemed like he lived a long, happy life. This little fish was acting like a little piranha. Very aggressive little fella. More trash. And a perfectly good log, submerged at 35 feet. And now I'm down to 2,200, and there's Alex's favorite sign. And look at that, another crawdad. These crawdads in this lake are huge. I don't know what they're feeding them, but they get big down there. actually kind of crazy to stick my hand in there, but look at those pictures. And of course we'll let him go and leave him alone. He was abducted by aliens from his home, and they let him go. That's probably what he thinks. It gets a little boring out here. This actually is some kind of a parking lot or something, because underneath that silt is concrete. It is not a sandy bottom, it is concrete. More trash. I like to check my air frequently and my depth. Another giant crawdad. Alec found somebody's fishing net, and it's been down there a while because it's got a lot of silt in it. And it's all you could see was that little bit of net sticking up out of the silt, and he pulled it up. And that's just another environmental hazard for the fish and trash for us to get out. Somebody lost their net. And this is after our first dive, and we made...
So on this trip, Alex found a fish net.
That's a full bag of garbage.
Let's see. Here is the bag of garbage that we found. Do us our share to clean up the bottom of the lake. Okay, this has nothing to do with water, but I happened to notice a tree. This madrone tree is just covered in spiders everywhere. Look at the whole tree. Ah, that's gotta suck.
Alex has got the camera now, and he's going to put some of his creativity into the video. Methane gas trapped under just about everything in there. Yeah, that's an underwater selfie. And he found a pair of sunglasses, and those turned out to be fairly decent. And I found, of all weird things, a rope with a rock tied to the end of it. Yeah. It was a mess. I finally got it all into the bag. We're working on our second bag of garbage right now. Yes, I'm trying to be funny, acting like I'm eating the vegetation. And I had an audience. And Alex finds another pair of sunglasses. Those have been there a long time. Always picking up garbage everywhere we find it. Now this is an interesting thing. If you look at the log, there are all these little worm-like objects. Our thinking is maybe they're egg sacs for frogs or some other kind of creature. We don't know. If anybody knows, leave a remark in the comments on this video. I'd like to know. These are they're bizarre. Little worm-like creatures. It looks like egg sacs. Well, we're almost done. We're wrapping up the dive right now. Alex thinks he's going to be funny and he's going to sneak up behind me and scare me. But it doesn't work. Hate to be a spoiler, but it doesn't scare me. Now, if we were in the ocean, maybe. But no. And I'm picking up lures and garbage. That's it. Thank you.